Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, students. The topic of our today's lecture is communication network. It is also called the flow of communication within an organization, and basically it deals with the different ways through which the communication flows down or up, upward, or at the same level, or crosswise. So here we would start off. Basically, it has two kinds of communication broadly, which are internal communication and external communication. And within internal communication, it has further subtypes, including all those which are listed over here. Now I would start and I would explain you all one by one. And we would start with the downward communication. Students, as you see the name downward, as the name suggests that here the flow of communication is from upward to downward, means from seniors to juniors, from the people who are located at the upper level in the hierarchy to the people who are located at the down level in hierarchy. So as you know that the strategies are being planned and the decisions are being taken at the people who are located at the upper level, so then definitely they need to communicate all those decisions, all those strategies to the people, to the juniors, for the implementation of all those decisions and for the implementation of all those strategies. So then definitely they need to talk to them. Now, purpose, basically it is the same thing, like why do that communication takes place and what's the purpose of that. So its purpose is to announce the decisions, its purpose is to give directions, its purpose is to give instructions, its purpose is also to boost the morale of the people, to provide motivation, to obtain feedback, and for that matter different other things through different other things for that the people, the managers, the seniors, they talk to the people, they coordinate with the people, they coordinate with the juniors. So all those purposes are included in the downward communication. And there are different means which are being adopted for communicating all these things to the people at the lower level, and these means include both oral mediums as well as the written mediums. In oral mediums, the most generic form includes meetings. So the meetings are being held, and the people are being told about the plans, about the decisions, they are being asked to provide the feedbacks, and their meetings are being held to provide the motivations to the people. And they also include the workshops, the seminars which are being conducted for different purposes or for achieving different goals and aims. And in written medium, most of the time they include the use of the circulars, the notices, the memos which are being written in order to announce the decisions or in order to announce the different strategies for their implementation. Okay, fine. Moving towards the next one, which is upward communication. As the name suggests, upward means the communication that takes place from lower to higher level, from the people who are located at the lower level in hierarchy to the people who are located at the upper level in hierarchy. And it also includes various purposes. It also is being done for various purposes. Most of the time that's done for the purpose of reporting about the problems, about the grievances of the people. And that's also being done to ask for the guidance and approval. And that's also being done to provide to give suggestions, to put in the requests. And the mediums which are used for that, they include both oral and written mediums. And most of the time what I would say that in oral medium that don't work, because whenever the people would go and they would tell their seniors about their problem, or they wanted to give some feedback or the suggestions, they would ask them to please bring that in written. So the written is the most common or the generic medium which is used in upward communication, because the people at the lower level, they could not afford to talk to the people orally, or if they would do, then definitely they would be asked to bring that in written form. And in written form, they would include the use of the reports, the use of applications to put in the requests. So I would say that most common kinds of mediums used over here in this upward communication are reports and applications. Moving towards the next one, that's horizontal communication. Horizontal, as the name suggests, that here the communication flow takes place at the Okay, moving on with the horizontal communication. As the name suggests, that here the horizontal communication, that means that it takes place among people or between people who are located at the same level in hierarchy. It means that here that does not have to do with the upward or downward or sidewise. Like here, the manager, when he talks to the different managers, like one manager, a manager of one bank, when he talks to the different managers of maybe the same branch, the branches of the same bank, or maybe to the managers of different banks for coordinating or for talking about certain problem or for coming up with certain strategy, that would be termed as horizontal communication. Here it means when the head of departments of different departments of the same university, when they sit together, talk about some issues, discuss things together, it would be termed as horizontal communication. It means that when the vice chancellors of different universities, they sit together, they call meetings in order to discuss some problem or in order to make some decision, that would be termed as horizontal communication. It means that that occurs at the okay, when we talk about that this thing, that this occurs at the same level, it does not mean that that would be when the peons would be talking to each other, so that will be termed as horizontal communication. It means when the people who are located at the higher level and they talk to each other for coming up with certain solution or strategy, that is called horizontal communication. And it has various purposes. Like its purpose is to brainstorm ideas, its purpose is to do task coordination, to build goodwill, to accomplish tasks, to improve teamwork, and to come up with the solution of certain problems and to devise some good strategies or plans in order to when they encounter some problem or when they want to come up with some solution. So definitely two minds are better than one, they sit together and they do things. Okay, then there are different mediums used for that. The like if we talk about the oral medium, so the most generic medium used for this purpose is they call the meeting. They sit together, and the written medium, and then that's also like telephonic calls, the interpersonal dialogues, and in written, most of the time the emails are being used. When we talk about the formal mediums, moving towards the next one, which is diagonal communication. Diagonal, the name suggests, no hierarchy. That's called crosswise communication. Here, that's beyond hierarchies. It's beyond the intermediary points. When we talk about different things, you go to some office, you want to convey, you want to put in your request. So the people would ask you to do it through or the that's you're being required to send it by using through proper channel medium, means that it would get signed from one person and then it would be moving towards another and you would be signing it and then it would be moving, like by using a through proper channel, that would be moving from downward to upward. But here in diagonal communication, that's as I told you, that it's beyond intermediaries, it's beyond any true proper channel thing. Like here, if you want to make, suppose you want to talk to your director, so you want to say something and you want it to be conveyed to the director office, so you would be asked to bring that in writing, you would be bringing that to your teacher or to your HOD, or and then they would be forwarding it and it would be reached to that office. Or maybe the same example goes for if you want to talk to the vice chancellor, you have to use the through proper channel medium. But if the vice chancellor comes directly to you and he would talk to you, he would obtain feedback, he would talk about your problem, or the director himself comes to you and he would ask the things out. So this would be termed as diagonal communication. If you have if you wanted the people to give you the feedback by using the downward communication, and by using the upward communication, the people would give you the feedback, so it would be through proper channel. But if the manager himself, he's moving amidst the people and he's asking for their feedback and he's asking if they are encountering any problem, and those people who are located at the very lowest level in hierarchy, they are communicating their problems, it would be termed as diagonal communication. So here there are no hierarchies, there are no intermediaries, and what I would say, that's very successful a medium, because through that medium you would be most of the time gaining the honest reports, the honest feedback. Okay, starting off with the external communication. Initially, we talked about the internal communication and its various subtypes. Now, we would be ending with the last thing, which is external communication. As the name suggests, that here it refers to organizations' contact with the outside world, the institutions' contact with the outside, with some other institution for various purposes. Like its purpose could be providing information, its purpose could be building goodwill, promoting the organization, advertising, satisfying the customers, and many others. Definitely, organizations and the institutions, they are interdependent upon each other. They could not stand alone. They need to talk to the people for their survival. Now, this communication could be done through various mediums, like oral medium. We would talk about that could be done through holding conferences or by using electronic and print media sources, press conferences, and many other mediums. Like you would be holding seminars, you would be inviting the outside world, different institutions, the representatives of different institutions, and then saying things out. This would be external communication. You would be taking phone calls and you are satisfying the queries of the people. This would be external communication. Or you are writing down letters to different institutions and organizations for fulfilling your purposes and tasks. This is external communication. You are advertising through newspapers and you are putting your advertisements through television or by using social media or by using brochures, banners, etc. This is external communication. So that's how the flow of communication within any organization or institution that occurs through different means for fulfilling different purposes, and that's much needed because only through communication the organization and the institutions and the world is going on. So students, that's the end of my today's lecture. I hope you understood each and everything because that was not much complicated a thing. That was quite easy. But anyways, if you encounter some problem or if you are having any confusions, I'm there to satisfy your queries, and I'm there to explain the things. So you may ask me. Thank you.